Hi, everybody. It's Tamara. Today, I just want to talk a little bit about change, how we can change, how to create next steps in your life for the better, and things like that. Okay. Um, I don't usually script these, so bear with me. The first thing I want to talk about is we all have an energy field around us. Okay. Now, that field can either attract things or repel things, depending on what our energy is doing. Now, I want to tell you that our thoughts impact the energy field that we have. Okay, so that's why a lot of people will say think positive, as or at least as positively as you can, is how I like to say it in any given moment, because then it makes more positive things in your energy field. Okay, and it will attract more positive things. Now, if you're all negative, then you will attract more negative things. And that's just how the energy works. Like if you're walking around with positive thoughts, a positive energy field, you will actually repel negative things, negative people, negative circumstances into a greater degree. Okay, so the next kind of step of this is your thoughts. Now, we have in excess of 60,000 thoughts a day. And for the most part, 95%, if not more, of the thoughts that you are going to have today are the same thoughts that you had yesterday and the day before and the day before. And they're the same thoughts that you will have tomorrow. Okay. We are programmed the way our brains work to be on autopilot. And that could be very, very helpful. Like if you drive, and something happens when you're driving and your muscle memory takes over and your subconscious brain takes over and you slam on the brakes. That's not always a conscious thought. It's an automatic thought. So it's really important to start paying attention to what your automatic thoughts are, what your habitual thoughts are. Because if you do not know what your habitual thoughts are, there's no way you can change them. And if you don't change your thoughts, then it's really hard for things around you to change, because it's just you're creating more and more, and your energy takes on a mind of its own and either attracts or repels via your energy. Okay, so if you could start paying attention to what it is you're thinking, then you will act differently. So it doesn't matter what you're doing, there's a thought that happens first. And if you want to change a habit, you need to change that thought. Okay. So it's like you crawl out of bed in the morning and you think about going to the bathroom, so you go to the bathroom, and then you think about coffee, so then you go and make coffee. And then you think about your next step, so you just automatically and habitually go and do that. So you need to have a different thought if you want a different outcome. Many people, just an example. So if somebody's trying to lose weight and all they're thinking about is the fact of all the horrible food they ate yesterday, and they think about that all day long, then that gets in your energy and it's a habit, and you're way more likely to overeat again today. You would be better off being aware of what you're thinking, changing your thought, and then like changing your thought to something that you do want. Okay, so think about broccoli or think about going for a walk after dinner instead of having sweets, or think about cooking a nice meal rather than picking up the phone and ordering takeout, because our bodies will follow our thoughts. Okay, that's kind of a really important one to remember. And it can be difficult and challenging at first when you're first trying to change your thoughts. It's because it's habit. We're built that way. Humans are built that way. The good news is it's not impossible. Some people do meditation in order to help get out of their own head and change their thoughts. Uh, just an example, I finally got for a walk this morning. It's been a month because we've had too much smoke and the air quality was so bad. And I was going for a walk. So I was thinking about the route I would take before I took it. Okay. So it'd be like, okay, I'm going to go up here and then I'm going to turn left. And then I would get there and I would turn left. And if I had decided to turn right or had thoughts about going home, I would have automatically taken a path that would have brought me home. So it's a good idea to pay attention to where your thoughts are going and then figure out your next steps. And then you could create more what you want. If you're in the habit of when something bad happens and you say, oh, this always happens to me, you're actually within your energy field, you're attracting more of that with your energy. Okay. So if you see somebody else doing well and you think, oh, that never happens to me, I'm not that lucky. Once again, that's in your energy field and that's what you're projecting. And the 95% of your subconscious thoughts are creating your actions that will get you to that end result. Now, if you could flip it around and when something negative happens and just try and be grateful for something, just try and shift your thoughts to something else, right? Like I stubbed my toe is an example. And instead of saying, I always stub my toe, you could say, oh, that really hurts. You're allowed to cry. You're allowed to curse. You're allowed to do whatever, right? But you don't hang on to it. And you don't throw it into your programming that always happens to you. Like I always hurt myself just before I want to go for a walk or something like that, okay? You want to start reframing all of these things for yourself. Gratitude actually works wonders, right? So let's say you have an unexpected bill come up, and rather than say that always happens just when I'm ready to go buy a new pair of shoes and then my car breaks, you could say, well, at least I have the money for the car. Try and keep it as positive as possible. Try and reframe it so that you change your energy field. Okay, what's happening right this minute with you, whatever it is all about the energy that came before. So if it's something negative today, it's from yesterday and the day before or last week's energy, the thought pattern. So it can be easy to change, but you have to make it a habit to change that thought pattern, and so that tomorrow can be better or the next week can be better. I hope you're getting this, because it can be easy. It's just the hard part is paying attention to what you're thinking, what you're saying, what you're talking about, what you're complaining about, what you're grateful for, what you're adding to your gratitude list. This is all going to change your energy field. It will attract or repel things. And then there's also the aspect of our bodies go and our actions do what our thoughts tell us. So if you could think more about what it is you want to do, okay, not what you can't do or what happened yesterday that you couldn't do yesterday and all the reasons why you couldn't do it yesterday. Think about what you can do today and all of the reasons you maybe can do it today. You're going to find this really, really helpful. Like I say, the hardest part is trying to figure out or bring the subconscious into your consciousness so that you can change it. And once again, a lot of people use meditation for that. I know for myself, I will get, and I think most people are like this, but if you're washing dishes or you're in the shower, you're washing your hair, things like that, random thoughts will come in, right? a lot of us get intuitive thoughts at those times because we're kind of out of our head and not like we're just on autopilot doing washing, right? And the because we're out of our heads and our monkey brains, thoughts can come in. Well, a lot of you will find that you have intuitions come in, but there's also the aspect of subconscious thoughts will pop in at those times. And pay attention to what they are, you know, whether it's something from childhood or you hear your really judgmental father's voice in your head saying, you know, you're not good enough or whatever. You'll hear those thoughts when you're on autopilot like that. Pay attention to what they are, and so you can reframe them. You can reframe them just by thinking them and saying something different to yourself. You can use journaling to help reframe them and put them off on a more positive trajectory. It's just, if you want to create a better life for yourself, it's all going to start right up here in your head with your thoughts. So, yeah, I guess that's the lesson for today. I think I'm pretty much done. All of a sudden, the voices in my head just stopped dead right there. So, anyway, if you found this helpful, you can hit the like button or share it with somebody if you think they need to hear it. You can subscribe to my channel. That would be awesome. YouTube likes when I get new subscribers. They show you ads, whether I get paid for them or not. And unless I get more subscribers, YouTube's making a heck of a lot of money off of me. Yeah, my website's tamarahawk.com if you wanted to go over and take a look. Till next time, much love.